right. So thank you, sir. Now we're on the second part. O, di ba, sir? Sabi ko sa'yo, mabilis lang eh.
Anong oras na ba?
Second part. And you're getting comfortable na, I can see. That getting personal with the CEO. So this is the part two of our interview. First is we got to know what RLC is, and now we're getting to know the CEO, which is Sir Fred. Sir, the first question is, what was your typical day? Like before the pandemic. So I'll just I know we asked this a while ago just to but how did it change? So I was asking you a while ago, and you mentioned that was your routine before. But how did it change now?
Well, what really changed is that with before 100% of my meetings were face to face. Now I think it's only 10 to 15% that's face to face. No, so everything else is done via Zoom or via Teams or via calls, like Viber or WhatsApp or stuff like that. So that's what's the major change in my day. And probably the second major change in my day is I eat alone. I probably used to have a lunch meeting every day and a dinner meeting every other day. Now I have lunch meetings with no. Well, if I do have lunch meetings online, I'm still eating my meal alone while the
Okay.
Zoom session
Mhm.
goes on, and I generally go home every night for dinner now. So no more
Oh.
eating out.
Sir, if that's the case, do you think that you had more time with your personal stuff or with your family because of that? Like you,
Well,
because everything is
definitely,
online.
uh, definitely, that's the plus side to all of this. You get to spend more time with your family. Uh, that's clearly the big plus in all of this pandemic.
I I I think your kids would and your wife will like that. Will like that setup.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm bugging them too much now that I have time to notice what they're doing.
So second is we know how your role can be so stressful. I mean, all of the things that you have told me a while ago. How do you balance this? What's your
Well,
balance?
pre-pandemic, I used to try to play my favorite sport now, which is badminton. Maybe twice a week if time allows, or if I don't have travel schedules. Of course, because of this pandemic, it's kind of difficult now, no, to engage in sports activities. But I do believe that engaging in sports activities really helps de-stress, helps you relax, and actually, it also helps you focus your mind. I think after the sports sessions.
And so it's more of actives or you the how
I think
you're more active in it.
Yeah, I think exercise really. I think you have to be physically fit to be, I guess, mentally at your peak. No, I think it's very difficult to be mentally at your peak when physically you are unwell. So I think it's very important to take care of your physical self to be able to exert energy where you want to.
So, sir, if you are not a CEO right or not in this industry, where do you think you are right now?
Uh, I think I would probably be a fund manager. I'd probably be a portfolio fund manager. I hope that by now I would already own my own fund, uh, and probably be investing globally.
That's nicer. Baka ano, you can consider if I because I can see that if you're a numbers guy, sabi ko nga sana you are a numbers guy, do you think you're gonna be sakto nga kung ano yung naisip ko. Yun nga yung sinabi mo. Next is
I'll be your client.
sabi ko nga sana.
I'll be your client
Naiya
and
ako bigla.
buying stocks.
Ay,
That would
sinabi
be
mo na.
my other job if I wasn't here today. I'm pretty sure I'd be a fund manager.
That's nicer. So you really like numbers, no? If I mean, you really
Yeah,
love numbers.
yeah, I think so. That's my comfort. That's my comfort zone.
And okay, so this is a common question that I like to ask CEOs and also market makers. It's because I get a lot of unique answers and I get to learn personally from them. What has COVID-19 taught you?
Well, it's gonna sound a bit cliche, but I guess it reminds you of what's important in life. No? Um, I think I better read one of those Viber messages that people send around of what COVID-19 has taught everybody. But I think the essence of it is that when you narrow it down, you realize that there are that a lot of things you do are not as important as you thought they were. A lot of your activities were probably a waste of time, and it narrows it down to what's important. And I think it boils down, I think, always number one to your relationships, no? With your family, with your loved ones, taking care of your health, and I think that it's a reminder of of all of of all of these kinds of stuff.
For a numbers guy, sir, you're articulate. Minsan kasi man of few words lang ang mga mahilig sa numbers eh.
I'm a man of few words, actually. I don't know why I'm talking so much now.
I have that talent, sir.
Okay, you got it.
So, sir, are you a morning person or are you a night owl?
I'm a night person for sure.
So you make your ideas at night, you formulate them. I mean, you have this your bright ideas comes at night. Is that
I
how you
don't
do
know
it?
if that's the right way to describe it, but I have a hard time falling asleep. I'm always thinking and thinking and thinking, so I have
Ah,
such a hard time falling asleep. So that's why I consider myself more of a night
night owl.
person.
Okay. So, sir, what is success for FDG?
I'll have to borrow a line from my favorite fund manager, uh, Mr. Warren Buffett. He once said something like, "Success is when the people you want to love you do love you, and that's success."
Wow, that's the first time I heard that quote from Warren Buffett. That's really nice. I'll take note of that later. I'll write it down
Yeah,
later.
I think he was asked that in an interview before, for somebody like him who is deemed by, I guess, everybody in the world to be a very successful person. So he was asked, "How do you define success?" And he defined it that way: when the people you want to love you do love you, that's success. I think it's very profound.
Yeah, it is. I agree. And I've been actually watching people's interview, regardless of how successful they are. I really see the same sentiment when it comes to success. It's really something about relationship and love, and that's really the the basic and the most, I mean, it's the core of being a human. I think that regardless of how much you achieve and how much you gain in life, that's still be the number one. That's what it doesn't have a value of numbers. It's worthy, but it doesn't have a value because it's priceless. Yeah. So next is so, sir, do you have a personal mantra that you try to live by?
I
Like,
don't have a personal mantra that I try to live by.
I know this person. Like, I try to live $1 a day. I forgot who. Is that Elon
Wow,
Musk?
that's hard.
Meron akong gano'n na nabasa. Parang he's super well off, but then he tried to live $1 a day. I forgot who eh. Pero in your case, sir, anything that
The
you like a principle or mantra that you try or even
I think
tried, but
okay. Well, maybe if I had to talk about, I guess what I think is the right way to approach anything is what they say is that you begin with the end in mind. You begin with the end in mind, or another way to say it is you have to know your purpose. You have to know your objective, so that when you start anything, uh, you have to be working towards that objective. Because if what you're doing is going against or not headed towards your purpose or your objective or your goal, then it's really time that's just wasted. So I think if you always clearly know your goal or your purpose, then it makes it clear to you what you have to do to head towards that direction.
thank you, sir. That was very well said. So balik naman tayo, magkaroon tayo ng a little bit of a time travel. How is FDG growing up? Are you the typical kid na gustong maglalaro sa labas, or are you the one na gustong lang alone and just, do study? How are you growing up?
Siguro as a young boy, I think I would say I would, given your two options, I'll take I like to go out and I like to be with people.
You're an E. Extrovert ka talaga, sir.
Really? Okay. I'll take your word for it.
So, sir, what book, if there's one, what book changed your view about life?
It's the book of How Do You Measure Your Life by Clay Christensen.
When you have you read it? Is it in during college? You're
Actually,
already
I only read it
working?
very recently. I only read it about a year and a half ago. Uh, you know, I it's a fantastic book. He's a Christian, Clay Christensen, and he's a very famous Harvard professor. So he taught in the business school of Harvard. So he tried to mix, uh, I guess, the rules of business, the rules of uh, of business school, and his Christian belief. And I just thought he was very eloquent. He was very clear in what he was trying to explain, what he was trying to deliver, and it goes back to that purpose thing, no? That in life and in business, you have to be clear what your purpose is, and you have to make sure that you're spending your time, your money, and your energy towards that purpose that you had set out for yourself, both in life, in your personal life, and at work. So I think it's a fantastic book.
I'll try to check on that. If there's, I think that's similar to this book I've seen before or recently, The Road to Character. So it's like it's also if you will see, it's rational. It's based from studies, but it will also make you understand the essence of a character and how you should live by having the principle and the character that you have that will make you constantly go to that successful path. So I think it's similar to that as well, but I'll check that one that you mentioned. So you guys, if you are from curious about, we will post it later on. So you'll see Sir Frederick's favorite book. Okay, so last but not the least, what's your Myers Briggs profile?
I have no idea what that is, but since you asked me to take the test, I'm an ESTJA, whatever that means. I have no idea.
Which is actually, if you will check Myers-Briggs, the ESTJ is actually the executive. So tabang tama kay Sir Frederick yon. And siguro sir, just to have like an advice, since you mentioned that this is really important, I think no na that they know that you are a numbers guy, and if you're not here in this business, you'll be a fund manager. What advice can you give to the investors and to the newbies that would want to learn the stocks in terms of valuing what they're doing right now, trying to make sense of it, especially at these times na uncertain yung situation? What advice can you give to them, and also the seasoned ones maybe?
Yan ang pinakamahirap to give stock market advice. Baka malugi sila tapos kasalanan ko pa.
Hindi sir. Yung ano lang, in terms of character, yung ugalit in terms of, yung what you think na would help them in terms of yung attitude ba?
Siguro,
In terms of investing, gano'n.
yeah, maybe let's put it this way. The first rule I think is to buy low, sell high. No, just kidding. I think as an investor, you have to know what you're buying. You should not buy because of a tip. You should not buy because of a rumor or because the taxi driver suggested to you to buy a stock. Right? I think you should buy a stock of a company that you believe in. You should buy the stock of a company you understand their business, you understand their business model, you understand what makes them profitable, what are the risks of that business. I think it goes back to fundamentals, understanding how a company makes money, how much money it makes, and what you are willing to pay for that profitability, or what you're willing to pay for that growth, or what you're willing to pay for that company's asset value, no? Or net asset value. So, siguro ganun na lang. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, meron akong question, pero nahiya akong itanong sa inyo kaya hindi ko siya sinulat. Pero if it's just okay for you to answer, I'm just curious, personally curious, if there's something that you can ano naman opt not to answer if you don't if you're not comfortable. Is there
Yeah.
some lesson that the late Gokongwei has taught you? I mean something that parang binaon mo uh, na lesson from him, or na kahit hindi niya directly tinuro sa'yo but you've
Yeah.
seen him, you have observed.
Yeah,
Ganun.
I'm trying to think of a clever answer because I've learned so
Sige.
much from him. He's such a
Okay,
great
sir, sige, take your
he's
time.
such a
It's
great
really the question
person.
that I really like to ask personally. Or any memorable, siguro kahit memorable na lang na conversation nyo that, that,
I have so many memorable conversations with him. I think the late Mr. John was such a great visionary. He was such a he's one in a million. He's let me see what's the right way to put it. I guess that let me see. Well, one thing I used to say was Mr. John had a vision and could see so far beyond what I could see.
eagle eye.
So sometimes he was just so visionary that when he has a
Sir,
vision
nag-stop.
and understand you don't understand it, you just parang you just have to believe that he has a vision beyond yours. So because he's so brilliant and so special, so gifted, that you just listen to him. You know, to Mr. John, he always said business is business, but family is family. He meant that in a way when he was saying it, na parang family is the most important thing. Parang ganun.
The value of family.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know how to say it. Basta, well, I think basta I seem to recall him saying that in one conversation. You know, business is business, but family is family. So, and the context there was that family was the most important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really enjoyed this interview. I hope you also enjoyed the interview.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
And sir, this is one way of teaching people not to rely on chismis and to know what they're buying. Kasi if this is like the type of education that we can share with them, I think magsistick sa kanila the one of the fundamental aspect of a business that you have to learn from is the management, and we want to share with them the perspective of a certain stock in the straight from the CEO's mouth. Ayan. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, and I hope you stay safe. We'll see you in other conversation. I hope I can interview still. I can interview you some more and other aspect naman siguro because you have other businesses pa. I saw
Okay.
your profile, so pwede ako magtanong pa sa'yo ng iba. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much, China. I hope you stay well and remain
Yes,
healthy.
sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye-bye.
May I hope all your viewers enjoyed this conversation. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure they do, sir. May charisma ka sa camera. Yan,
If you
you
say
finish
so.
na. Sir, sabi ko sa'yo eh, madali lang to eh. O, tamo,
Okay.
3:05. Okay
Thank
na
you.
siya. Thank you, sir. Ang
Okay.
galing,
Thank you.
sarap mo
Thank you.
interviewin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.